Shankara Chandrasekhara Gangadhara Sumanohara Pahi Mam Parameshwara Mrityunjaya Vishveshwara Neelakantha Balanetra Bhasma Bhushita Sundara Pahi Mam Karunakara Girijesha Omkarishvara Shankara Chandrasekhara Gangadhara Sumanohara Pahi Mam Parameshwara Mrityunjaya Vishveshwara Tāṇḍava Priya Jaya Natesha Vishwanatha Maheshwara Pahi Mam Abhayankara Vyagracharmambaradhara Shankara Chandrasekhara Gangadhara Sumanohara Pahi Mam Parameshwara Mrityunjaya Vishveshwara Mrityunjaya Vishveshwara Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Shri Ram Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So up till yesterday we have seen Vibhīṣaṇa tells the truth to Ravana that what he did was wrong. The best way is to return Sita Mata, surrender unto Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. Vibhīṣaṇa makes it very clear to Ravana that Bhagavan is not an ordinary human being, he is an avatar of the Lord. But then Ravana doesn't listen. Instead, he kicks Vibhīṣaṇa. Vibhīṣaṇa says, "Oh dear brother, you have all the right to beat me because you are a fatherly figure for me. But even then, my sincere suggestion is surrender to Bhagavan." Ravana doesn't listen. He says, "Get out. If you think that he is the Lord, go away from here. You stay here, eat my food and praise my enemy. This is unacceptable. Get out." So thus Vibhīṣaṇa leaves Lanka along with some of his ministers. He crosses over the ocean, reaches the other side, all the time imagining that he is going to meet the Lord of the universe. He was highly excited, filled with devotion. That Supreme Lord, his lotus feet I am going to see. That Lord who has taken an avatar in the form of a human being. Finally he reaches the other shore. He is caught by all those monkeys. Information was given to Sugriva. Sugriva goes and passes on the information to Bhagavan, saying that Ravana's brother has come. "Oh Lord, what are we supposed to do?" So Bhagavan asks Sugriva, "What do you think, dear friend, we should do?" So then Sugriva says, "Oh Lord, these Rakshasas cannot be trusted. They can take any form. Their intentions we can never even gauge. It's possible that he must have come to take away all our secrets. So therefore the best thing would be to capture him, tie him down, imprison him." So then Bhagavan says, "Oh dear friend, what you are saying is right, but I have taken a vow that whoever surrenders unto me, I will protect him." So, up to this we have seen. So Bhagavan says, even if a person has done greatest of crimes, but the moment he turns to me, surrenders unto me, all the sins committed by him in crores of births get wiped away. But let me tell you, a person with sinful tendency will never have the inclination to turn towards me. So yesterday we were discussing this point. So just like a rusted iron will not have the inclination to get attracted to magnet, in the same way, a mind which is impure will never be attracted to God, godly things, spiritual things. So this we find in our own life also. Whenever the mind is dull, whenever the mind is sensuous, whenever the mind is extroverted, whenever the mind is impure due to kama, krodha, raga, dvesha, ahankara, mamakara, in all those moments we are not inclined towards spiritual practices. This we find. It is only the satvik mind which is attracted to God, not rajasic or tamasic mind. So what is said here is absolutely true. In the outer world also we see, majority of the people are not attracted to spiritual path. Very few are attracted. In Bhagavad Gita itself, Bhagavan says, Manushyāṇāṁ sahasreshu kaścit yatati siddhai. Among thousands and thousands of people, very few are turned towards spirituality. So naturally a question may come. Why is it that people are not turning to spirituality, though this path is the noblest of paths, promising the noblest of goals, attainment? Why is it that people are not attracted? So here Bhagavan gives that answer. An impure mind is never attracted to spiritual ways. So therefore, Bhagavan says, the very fact that he has come, the very fact that he has come shows that he is a pure-minded person. Because जो पे दुष्ट हृदय सोई होई मोरे सन्मुख आवे की सोई. If he had been of a wicked heart, impure heart, you think he would have come here? He wouldn't have come. The very fact that he has come shows that his heart is pure. But in case he has come with impure intentions, not to surrender, etc., then Sugriva, there is nothing to worry. Our Lakshmana is there. Single-handedly he can wipe out the entire demon race, demon army. So therefore in both ways there is nothing to worry. If he has come with evil intention, Lakshmana is there to take care of him. But if he has come with good intention to surrender, Jo sabhit ava saranai rakhiyam tahi prana kinai. But if he has come with good intention to surrender, in that case, I will protect him like my own life. I will protect him. So in both cases, whatever the case, bring him. And when Bhagavan said this, Angada, Hanuman, Sugriva, they all went. They went to Vibhīṣaṇa. Then with all respect, they made him walk in front. They were all following him. Now Vibhīṣaṇa is walking towards Bhagavan. He has not yet seen Bhagavan, so he is walking. Then what happens? Saudhratehi age karibanar chale jahan raghupati karunakar. So all of them started walking, keeping him in front. They all followed him. Now Vibhīṣaṇa is walking towards Bhagavan. Dure hite dekhedav bhrata nayananand danake data. And when Vibhīṣaṇa saw Bhagavan along with his brother, both of them seated, what happens to Vibhīṣaṇa? What does he see? He sees Bhagavan as a very embodiment of beauty and strength. Bahuri Ram Chavi Dham Biloki. So what did he see? He saw that Bhagavan was a very abode of beauty. Vibhīṣaṇa saw this Bhagavan's form, he forgot to, blink his eyes. Such was the beauty of Bhagavan. He just stood there, arrested as though, physically motionless, seeing the beauty of the Lord. And how is the Lord described? Bhuj pralam, long arms. Kanjaruna lochana, reddish eyes like lotus. Śyamalagaat, dark complexion. Pranata bhayamochan. Singh kand, shoulders like that of a lion. Ayata Purasoha, broad chest. Anana Amita Madana Manamoha, and the beauty of the Lord cannot be described. Even millions of cubit, who is cupid? Kamadeva. Even millions of Kamadevas cannot match the beauty of the Lord. So as Vibhīṣaṇa saw this beautiful form of the Lord, his heart became filled with devotion for God. Eyes became filled with tears. The hairs stood on end in horripilation. His voice became choked in emotion. And now, composing himself, he spoke these words full of tenderness, full of humility. What did Vibhīṣaṇa say? Nath dasanan kar mein bhrata, nishichar vamsa janam suratata, sahaj papa priya tamas deha, jatha ulukahi tam paraneha. O Lord, this is my introduction about who I am. So how is he describing himself? Nath dasanan karme bhrata. I am the brother of Ravana, the 10-headed Ravana. Nishichara Vamsha. What is my Vamsha race? Nishachara Vamsha, demon race. Nishichara Vamsha Janam. O Lord, Suratrata, O protector of Devatas, lover of Devatas, I am born in the Vamsha of Asuras. Sahaja Papa Priya. Naturally, we are inclined to do papa. Sinful tendency is in our blood. That is our nature. Sahaja papa priya. Tamasa deha. What is the body? Tamasic body. So this is me. An embodiment of all vices, negative traits, sinful tendencies. Born in Rakshasa Vamsha. By birth, they have all evil tendencies. Jatha ulu kahi tamaparaneha. Just like an owl loves to be in darkness and hates to be in light. In the same way, we love to be in the darkness of ignorance and we hate the light of knowledge. This is me, O Lord. Meaning what? Absolutely hopeless case. But Bhagavan, Shravana sujasu suni ayamu, Prabhu bhanjana bhavabhir, trahi trahi arati harana, Sarana Sukhadar Raghubir. But Bhagavan, I have heard about your noble fame. Who are you? end to all fears of this samsara. You are Arati Harana, destroyer of all afflictions of the mind. Sharana Sukhada, you are the one who is a joy giver to the ones who have surrendered unto you. So, O Lord, Trahi, Trahi. Trahi means, O Lord, save me, protect me. And saying thus, Asakahi Karat Dandavat Deka. What did Vibhīṣaṇa do? He did a Dandavat Namaskar. Dandavat means what? Danda means a stick. So like a stick. Falling down like a stick is called Dandavat Namaskar. Straight. He fell at the feet of the Lord. And the moment Bhagavan saw this, his words filled with humility, his act of total surrender. Turat uthe, Bhagavan immediately got up. Prabhu Harasha Vishesha, out of joy, out of special, seeing this attitude of Bhagavan, seeing this attitude of Vibhīṣaṇa, Bhagavan's heart was filled with love and affection for Vibhīṣaṇa. He immediately got up. Dīna bhajana suni prabhu mana bhava. Actually, the words of Vibhīṣaṇa literally conquered the heart of Bhagavan. Bhagavan ran to him, lifted him, bhuja visalagahi hridayalabhava, and embraced him. Anuja sahita mili thig baithai. And then Bhagavan made Vibhīṣaṇa sit next to him along with Lakshmana. So this is what Bhagavan does. So now, there is a very common question that people ask. That means God also loves to be praised. That means God is also an egoistic God. What is the difference between ourselves and God? Then we also love to be praised. When someone praises us, we feel happy. In the same way, Bhagavan also is happy when he is praised. Sometimes these questions come. Especially youngsters ask this question. That means God is also egoistic. You see, we have to understand one thing. God deserves all praises. Because everything is done by God. All abilities, talents, everything belongs to God. So that praise He deserves. We don't deserve. So there is nothing wrong in praising someone who deserves it. Why do you say that God deserves all praises? Look at ourselves. Who is keeping this body alive? We cannot say, I am keeping this body alive. There are so many factors which have to come together in order to keep this body alive. Food, shelter, clothing, right temperature, right speed of the revolution of earth, right distance from sun, right mixture of various gases. How many factors? Infinite factors. Inside the body also. Kidney, liver, every cell has to function. How many factors? Infinite factors. Who is the one who is taking care? Do we have control over even one factor? No. So therefore we cannot say, life belongs to me. I cannot say. Life is a gift given by God. So the life belongs to God. And that is why when I am born, I am not asked. When I should die, I am not asked. That permission itself is not taken. You see, that itself shows that Bhagavan is the giver of life. The giver of life takes life when he wishes. So the life belongs to him. Abilities and talents also belong to him. The greatest singer doesn't know how he or she sings. The greatest philosopher doesn't know how he thinks. How the ears function, eyes function, we don't know. How the hands and legs function, we don't know. How we are able to express our talents and abilities, we don't know. So that means what? All the talents and abilities also belong to Bhagavan alone. So then who are we? So the four Mahavakyas of life. O Lord, I am nothing, I know nothing, I have nothing, I can do nothing. Any objection? Can raise your hand. I am nothing, I know nothing, I have nothing, I can do nothing. This is a fact of life. Don't say Aham Brahmasmi, say Aham Shunyosmi. I am Shunyan, big zero. It's a fact of life. So, do we deserve any praise? Absolutely not. If somebody is praising you and if you are feeling happy, that is a sinful tendency. Actually, the praise belongs to God. I am taking it. So, who am I? I am a thief. So how do we punish a thief? We imprison the thief, right? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam is imprisonment. Where are we imprisoned? In this little body-mind intellect. Living in this world with a terrible body, which is nothing but an embodiment of our disease. Shariram khalu vyadhi mandiram, it is said. It's a temple of disease, that is called as body. What is that sin that we have done to give us this terrible existence in a limited, filthy body? What is that sin we have done? This is the sin. Somebody is doing it and you are taking credit for it. It's a sin. A wise man will say, oh Lord, I am a nobody. I am nothing, but by your grace I am something. I know nothing, but by your grace I know something. I can do something. All this because of your grace. Left to myself, I am a nobody. So this is the sadhana to be done in spirituality. Bhagavan, I am a nobody. Then what will happen? You see, that is the meaning of Vibhīṣaṇa falling down at the feet of Lord. Bhagavan, I am a nobody. That physical posture is such that once you are in Dandavat Namaskara posture, the other person can do anything to you. You see, you are totally helpless. The Dandavat Namaskar is the attitude of the mind. Bhagavan, I surrender totally. That is called as true Śaraṇāgati. So this is what we have to do in life. Again and again, there are times when we are awarded, we are rewarded, we are recognized in the society for all the good things we do. People will come and praise us, congratulate us. What is the sadhana to be done? Never take credit for it. Bhagavan, you alone deserve. Now a question may come, no, I also deserve some praise because hard work I have also put. Lot of pain I have also taken. You see, in order to put hard work, the most important thing is inspiration. Where is it coming from? It is coming from the Lord alone. So inspiration is coming from Him. Body is kept alive by Him. Resources are given by Him. Talents and abilities are given by Him. The inspiration to develop the talents and ability, that inspiration also comes from him. The right field to express our talent, that field is also provided by him. So therefore, all the credit should belong to him alone. What is spiritual sadhana? Again and again practice self-effacement. Never revel in egoistic joys. Because when you revel in egoistic joys, the ego becomes more and more strong. And the more and more the ego becomes strong, you are away and away from the Lord. Because the law is, as the ego enters, Lord vanishes. As the ego vanishes, Lord enters. This is the law. So this is spiritual sadhana. Get rid of the ego, puncture the ego, deflate the ego, efface the ego. Never allow it to raise its hood. In fact, the world is designed to crush our ego. Out of infinite compassion, Bhagavan has created the world to crush our ego. So this world can be called an ICU. You know what is ICU? ICU means intensive care unit. Each one of us are intensely taken care by the Lord, as though we are the only child of the Lord. That is the meaning ICU. But there is another meaning also. ICU means what? Eye-crushing university. The world is a university. It is designed to crush that eye. Just like, that machine with strong, monstrous teeth. You put anything, it will come out in powder. Huge thing. You put television, you put fridge, you put car. That monstrous wheel, they rotate, and finally you get things in powder. In the same way, this world is a university designed to crush our ego. So which is better, crushing our ego ourselves or allowing the world to crush our ego? Which is better? When the world crushes our ego, it's very painful. But when you crush your ego yourself, it is a painless job. So, this is a sadhana to be done. This is the greatest tapas, Bhagavan says. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi also tells the same thing in Upadesha. Aham apetakam nija vibhānakam madidam tapo ramana vāgiyam. Upadesha Sara ends with this verse. What is the greatest tapas in this world, greatest austerity? Aham apetakam. That sadhana where you allow your ego to fall and allow the Lord to express Himself through you. That is the greatest sadhana. So therefore, what is the beginner's step in spirituality? O Lord, aham shunyosmi. I am a nobody. Then what will happen? When you are practicing egolessness, something starts happening on the other side. On Bhagavan's side. There is something which Bhagavan will have to do now. He can't keep quiet. Then his grace and blessing starts flowing because he becomes extremely happy with such a devotee who is doing this self-effacement. Then his grace descends. What does he do? Here how beautifully it is presented. Bhagavan rushes towards Vibhīṣaṇa, lifts him, hugs him, makes him sit next to him. That is called as Aham Brahmasmi. Bhagavan says, we are not different, we are one. You are me, I am you. There is no difference. That is called as Aham Brahma Asmi experience. So is Aham Brahmasmi experience born out of self-effort or grace? It is purely grace. What is the self-effort? Self-effacement is the self-effort. Experiencing our oneness with God is God's grace. There is something which you have to do, and when you do what you are supposed to do, Bhagavan does what he is supposed to do. So experience of Aham Brahmasmi is not born out of self-effort, it is God's grace. Exactly like going into sleep. Can any person consciously enter into sleep? Not possible. You can lie down to sleep, but you can't go into sleep consciously. Isn't it? 10 p.m. I'm going to sleep. You may lie down. You can't sleep. Yes, but you can prepare yourself for sleep. What is the preparation to get a good sleep? Work hard, get exhausted, get tired. Yes, that's the preparation. Then when you lie down, you are a qualified student. Sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari you are. Everything needs a qualification. So then, when does the sleep come? That sleep is Bhagavan's grace. You do what you are supposed to do, and then cosmic forces will do what it is supposed to do. So in the same way here, how should we live? We should live our life ensuring that this ego doesn't flare up, boost itself. So if we are doing this, then the mind becomes pure and pure. See, really speaking, the one thing which makes the mind impure is the ego only. The rest, everything is soldiers. Ego is the king. Kama, Krodha, etc., they are his attendants. So if we can puncture this ego, all the other impurities automatically will leave the heart. So this is the spiritual message of this Vibhīṣaṇa surrendering and Bhagavan lifting him, hugging him, making him sit next to Bhagavan. So this is a beautiful presentation of a great spiritual truth. Teshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara sagara bhavami nachiratmartha mai aveshita. Teshamaham samudharta, not Teshamaham samudharta. What is that? Tesham satatayuttana bhajatam prītipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. Teshamevanukappartham aham ajñānajam tamaha nāshayami atmabhavastaha jnānadīpena bhasuta. Those people who are devoted to me, surrender unto me, worship me, bow down to me, I light the lamp of knowledge remaining in their heart and destroy the darkness of ignorance. So this is called as Bhagavan's grace. But we should be qualified to receive that grace. So what should we do in every activity of ours? As we are doing our sadhana of karma yoga, performing our duties and responsibilities, ensure that ego is effaced in every act of ours. Right, so continuing. So now Bhagavan makes Vibhīṣaṇa sit next to him and says, Vibhīṣaṇa, you know the term used? Kahu Lankesh Sahit Parivara. How does Bhagavan address Vibhīṣaṇa? Not as Vibhīṣaṇa, but Lankesha. Lankesha means what? Lord of Lanka. Oh, King of Lanka, tell me, how are things? How is your family? Vibhīṣaṇa is not called Vibhīṣaṇa, he is directly addressed as Lankesha only. Hey Lankesha, tell me. And now the question he asks is, Bhagavan asked this question, Vibhīṣaṇa, tell me one thing, how are you able to remain so pure such a vicious surrounding? This is the question he asked. Khalamandali basaru dinurati sakha dharma nibhai kehi bhati. Bhagavan says, Vibhīṣaṇa, you must have said that I am an embodiment of sin, born of Rakshasa. Vibhīṣaṇa, I know you very well. You are an embodiment of all goodness. You are an embodiment of virtues. You may say all this, but I know who you are. Now my question to you is, how are you able to remain there, so pure, in an impure surrounding? Now see, again one more thing we have to understand. Vibhīṣaṇa is saying that I am an embodiment of sin. But Bhagavan says, no, you are an embodiment of virtue. Does it mean that Vibhīṣaṇa is lying, telling a lie? So, it is not like that. See, the nature of a saintly person is, that person always sees the defect in oneself. He doesn't see the goodness in himself. He sees the goodness in others. This is the nature of a saintly person. He sees the goodness in others and he sees the negativities in himself. So therefore, when he sees the negativities in himself, naturally he will consider himself as a sinful person. This is how I. Many times we find this, saintly people saying, I think I am the greatest sinner in this world. Those statements are not exaggeration. The saints truly believe that. Because what happens is they are designed to see the goodness in others and see the wickedness in themselves. So then what happens? All are good because you are seeing only good. And if there is only one person who is a sinner, it is me. This is exactly what Yudhishthira said, isn't it? Remember the story of Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Duryodhana goes around the city and comes back. What is his opinion about the city dwellers? He says, all are bad. If at all there is a good person, it is me. That was Duryodhana's understanding of the world. What about Yudhishthira? He said, everybody is good. I find that I am the worst person. So what Vibhīṣaṇa told was right from his standpoint. But that is how a pure heart behaves. It is constantly looking the imperfection in oneself and therefore reforming oneself. This is the nature of a true spiritual seeker. His attention is always upon the defect in oneself. And therefore he sees only defect. See, there are 99% of goodness and 1% bad. And if your attention is all the time 1% bad, what will you see? You will see that person as bad, isn't it? A person is there, 99% virtues are there, 1% bad qualities there. If your attention is all the time upon that 1%, then you will see that person as a wicked person. This is the mistake we all do. This is the reason why there is so much of hatred in this world. From where is this hatred coming from? Our impure mind is designed to see only the bad in others. Good things we ignore. Where the fault is thick, love becomes thin, Gurudev used to say. You are all the time paying attention to the fault in others, your love for that person also diminishes. So therefore, this has to be properly understood. Otherwise we say, Bhagavan is praising Vibhīṣaṇa, but Vibhīṣaṇa himself is saying that he is a great sinner. You have to understand this. Okay. Now continuing. So Bhagavan's question is this. Vibhīṣaṇa, how is it that you are able to remain so pure in such a vicious environment? And Bhagavan makes a beautiful statement here. Baru bhala bhasa narak karatata dushta sanga janidhi vidhata. It is far better to suffer in hell than to be in the company of the wicked people. Dussanga. It is worse than suffering in hell. It's a very strange statement. If suppose a choice is given, what do you want? Remaining with wicked people or suffering in hell? Which one will you choose if this question is asked? I wonder how can a comparison be made? You see, in hell when we suffer, what happens to us? Papa kshaya happens. Correct? In the wicked company when we are there, what happens? Punya kshaya happens and the papa vardhana happens. We tend to commit sin in the company of sinful. So papa increases, punya decreases. In hell what happens? Papa decreases. So which is better? Suffering in hell is better. What happens in satsang? Punya increases, papa decreases. So the best is always satsang only. So first is satsang, then comes hell, then comes dussang. Bhagavan is saying, oh Lord, never give dussang. Suffering in hell is okay. Never gives. Vibhīṣaṇa, you were in such a company, how did you protect yourself? So then Vibhīṣaṇa said, oh Lord, it's all because of your grace. A person who always remembers you, there is nothing to worry. There's a beautiful statement made. तब लगे कुशल न जीव कहूँ सपने मन विश्राम जब लगे भजत न राम कहूँ शोक धाम तज काम. As long as a person is not turned towards the Lord, he leads a life divorced from Lord. Even in his dream, there cannot be happiness, there cannot be peace. As long as a person is entertaining worldly desires, kama, so long he will be in shoka dhama, in abode of sorrow only. As long as the heart is entertaining worldly desires, so long he is in the abode of sorrow. The same thing is said in Bhagavad Gita also. Ma upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam nāpnuvanti mahatmānah samsiddhim paramam gataha. 8th chapter. So what is this world? Bhagavan says this world is dukkha alayam. What do you mean by dukkha alayam? Alayam means what? Abode. Vidyalayam means what? Abode of Vidya. This is Vidyalayam. Aushadhalayam means what? Abode of medicine. Aushadhi means medicine. So a medical store is called Aushadhalayam. Bhojanalayam, hotel is called Bhojanalayam, abode of food. In the same way, what is this word? Dukkhalayam. Who says this? Not somebody, the manufacturer of this world, the creator of this world. His definition about this world is Dukkhalayam, abode of sorrow. The same thing is put here also. Shokadham. Swamiji, is it not a very pessimistic view? Spiritual people are neither pessimistic nor optimistic. They are realistic people. Their attention is always upon the reality. Just pay attention. Go deep into any subject. Get attached to anything, being or situation. In the beginning maybe there is a superficial joy, but in the end everything boils down to pain alone. At the physical level itself you see how many varieties of diseases are possible on this body. You can Google it. What all diseases are possible? A to Z, there are diseases. And every disease can be categorized, You click there are so many other links. See, this disease, there are so many varieties. Which one do you want? Okay, this category. And this category also, there are so many varieties. Which one do you want? It goes on and on and on. Terrible. So to live in this body is a terrible thing. And the final laugh, who will have the final laugh? Death. Who is happy? Dying. Nobody. So this is the sorrow at the body level. My God. Now mind and intellect level, another set of sorrows are there. At the mind level, how many sorrows? My God. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamansarya, they themselves are sorrows only. No, permutations and combination, how many possible? Infinite. Loneliness, boredom, stress, dejection, all these are nothing but sorrows only. What is the mistake we have done because of which we are pushed into this world of sorrow? The greatest mistake is we have forgotten God, we have chosen the world. Remember that BMI chart. O, after that V, vasanas, after that. Are you aware of this BMI chart? O, V, BMI, EFT, OET. How did we enter into this world? How did we become the perceiver, feeler, thinker? How did we get this BMI, body, mind, intellect? It is all because we desired the world, the objects, emotion, thoughts. And the law of this world is whatever you desire, you will get it, good or bad. So two broad options are there. Do you want world or do you want God? If you choose world, you will come into this world with a physical form. If you want God, if you desire God, fine, you merge with God. All of us are there in this world because somewhere in the past we have chosen not God, not the blissful God, but blisterful world. That's why we are here. So in satsang we come to know, I have taken a wrong route. So let me correct myself. And from now on, let me choose what is right. Let me choose God. Then what will happen? Fine, you get God. And what is the nature of God? Satchit Ananda Swarupa, of the nature of bliss. So that is what is being said here. As long as a person is entertaining worldly desire, even in his dream, he cannot be happy. So Bhagavan, I am so blessed that yes, now that you have come into my life, I am saved. I am so fortunate. So then Bhagavan says something. What does he say? Sunau sakha nijakaha subhaho. O Vibhīṣaṇa, oh my dear friend, let me tell you something. All the great saints and sages, Jnana Bhasundi Sambhu Girijao, Lord Shiva and all the great saints, they know this, my nature. What is my nature? Jo nar hoi charachara drohi, Always sabhaya saranatari mohi. Any person, any characha who comes to me, he may be a great sinner, but if he comes to me in total humility and surrender, taji mada moha kapata chalanana, giving up deceit, all crookedness, wickedness, giving up all that. And if he comes in all fear and surrenders unto me, Karam sadhyatehi sadhu samana. Instantly, I transform that person into a sadhu, a saintly person, good-hearted person. Now, a very interesting thing is said here. We are all attached to so many things, right? Where are we attached to? Janani, mother. Janaka, father. Bandhu, relatives like brother, sister, etc. Suta, son. Dara, wife. Tanu, body. Dhanu, wealth. Bhavana, house. Suhrada, friends. Parivara, family members. We are all attached to this. Now, imagine that all these attachments are like a string. So we are tied to so many things with a string. Imagine this. Then, what you have to do as a devotee? Sabke mamata tag batori, mama pada manahi bandha baridori. So what you have to do? So these are all strings attached to so many things and beings. Remove all those strings and now twist them, intertwine them. And then what will happen? It becomes a thick rope, isn't it? Now, a true devotee ties that rope to my feet. This is what we are supposed to do. Our attachments, our love, our emotions are distributed in so many places. Remove all of them, make a thick rope out of it, and tie it to the feet of the Lord. This is how you come out of this samsara. Meaning what? In this world, I have so many responsibilities. Responsibility as a, mother, father, husband, wife, professional. I have so many responsibilities in this world. I have so many roles to play in this world. What should be the primary role? My role as a devotee. The primary relationship should be my relationship with God. This is the first one. The most important relationship. All the other relationships are only secondary. My primary relationship should be given the highest priority. Just like there are so many waves in the ocean. Each wave may be related to other wave. But what is the primary relation of the wave? Its relationship with water. Yes or no? As long as water is, wave is. If water is not there, wave is not there. All the other relationship with other waves, they are all secondary. In the same way, in this world, how to live? First priority is my role as a devotee. First, I am a devotee. Then I am a mother, I am a father, whatever. But first, I am a devotee. This is the meaning. Removing all those attachments, making it rope and tying at the feet of the Lord. This is what a true spiritual seeker must do. Priority should be very clear. What is our condition now? The relationship with God is totally forgotten. And we are stuck up in all worldly relationships. And that is why our life is in a mess. So Bhagavan says, this is what a true devotee has to do. be time spent in developing this relationship. Effort spent in developing. See, any relationship, though it doesn't develop just like that. Any relationship is developed when you spend time for it. When you put forth effort. There is a conscious involvement in developing any relationship. Yes or no? How does the relationship between mother and child grow? If the mother is not at all seeing the child, then the relationship will never grow. All relationship is born when you spend quality time and conscious effort. It's absolutely essential. So in the same way, we develop this relationship with God when we spend quality time and conscious effort. There should be time every day where I am spending time with my God. At that time, mobile should be switched off. At least for half an hour or 1 hour, whatever the time you are with God, keep all the worldly things away. To the extent you are serious in developing this relationship, to that extent this relationship becomes stronger and stronger. And during all troubles, this relationship will help you. So what happens to such a devotee? That sthita prajna lakshana is nothing but the characteristics of a true devotee. He becomes a man of wisdom. So what happens to such a person who develops this strong relationship with God? Samadarshi. He becomes a person with the vision of oneness. He sees God in himself. Naturally, when he looks into the world, he sees only God in everyone. See, what you see in yourself, that only you will see in others. If you see yourself as a body, you will see others also as a body. But if you see yourself as a temple of God, because Bhagavan himself is residing in this heart, when you see Bhagavan in yourself, you see the same Lord in others also. So Samadarshi, Ichha Kachunahi, that person becomes free from all worldly desires. As you are growing in devotion for God, all your desires starts dropping. Why? Because every desire is only for happiness. What actually we desire is only happiness. So if I am getting higher happiness from God, naturally I drop the cravings for the world. The happiness which the world can give only is only very, what you call, defective happiness, inferior happiness. We don't say that the world has no happiness. No, world has it has an ability to give joy. But the joy which you get from spirituality, with a communion with God, it is more fulfilling, more satisfying. So as you are exposed to the higher joys of spirituality, you automatically drop the lower joys of worldly indulgence. This is what happens in a spiritual person's life. So therefore, Ichha Kachunahi, worldly desires go away. Harasha Shoka Bhaya Nahi Manamahi. In such a person, his mind becomes nirdvandva. These are all the benefits of spiritual progress. Nirdvandva means what? World is full of dvandva, pairs of opposites. Shita Ushna, cold, heat, at the body level. At the mind level, Sukha Dukkha, joys and sorrows. Intellect level, mana, apamana, honor, dishonor, praise, criticism, victory, defeat, gain, loss. This is world. Health, disease. The world is full of pairs of opposites. A person who is rooted in Bhagavan will be unaffected by these pairs. He becomes a nirdvandva. According to Bhagavad Gita, such a person is a true sannyasi. This is the definition of a sannyasi. Neyasya nitya sannyasi yona dveshtina kamshati nirdvandvo hi mahavaho sukham bandhat pramujyate. Know him to be a true sannyasi who has attained this state of nirdvandvata, remaining That's why another definition of yoga is samatvam yoga uchyate. What is yoga? Equanimity of mind is yoga. Peace of mind is yoga. So therefore, such a devotee who gives first priority to God, such a devotee whose the whole life is dedicated for God, he is performing his duties and responsibilities as a worship of the Lord, keeping God as the highest priority. For such a person, all these virtues automatically come to him. The vision of oneness, balanced life, peace, mastery over his mind and senses, all these come naturally. So now Bhagavan says, Asasa janamama urvas kaise, lobhi hridaya basai dhanu jaise. Such a sajjan, such a bhakta, he conquers my heart. He rules my heart. How does he rule my heart? Exactly like a money-minded person's heart is ruled by money. A money-minded person, greedy person, all the time is thinking of money only, isn't it? Any relationship, first he will calculate, how much money can I get from this man? Then I will think whether I should be friendly with this person or not. Everywhere he is calculating. So just like that person's heart is ruled by wealth, desire for wealth, in the same way, this man rules my heart. Means what? I constantly think of that person alone. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyaham. Arjuna, I am same to all, but those people who worship me, I am in them, they are in me. That is what he said here. I constantly think of my devotees and my devotees constantly think of me. So, such a devotee, he conquers my heart, he rules my heart. There's a statement, Bhagavan says, Aham bhakta paradhina. I am a servant of my devotee. So therefore, Vibhīṣaṇa, तुम सारी के संत प्रिय मोरे, धर्म देह नहीं आननी हो रे. Vibhīṣaṇa, people like you, it is only for your sake that I take a physical form and come. To that extent, I love devotees like you. I take avatar only for your sake. Otherwise, I don't want to come to this world. Now, Bhagavan gives a beautiful way how to develop bhakti in us. Sagana upasak parahit nirataniti dridhanem tenar prana samana mama jinake dvijapada prema. Tenar prana samana mama. Such people are dear to me as my own life. Who are they? So now, here 5 pointers are given. How to develop devotion for God. Number 1, it is said, Saguna Upasaka. Worshipping God with form. That is for the beginner. Take any form, worship. So in short, worship of the Lord. There should be some time where I am worshipping the Lord in whichever way is comfortable for me. It can be chanting the name, it can be puja, it can be meditation, whatever way. Number 1, worship. Number 2, parahita. In this world, we should live for the welfare of all, serving everyone. Parahita. Number 3, nirata niti. Your life should be righteous. Walk the path of dharma. Don't compromise with the values of life. yield to temptation. May your life be righteous. This is point number 3. Dridhanema, be firm in your vows. Whatever spiritual vows you are taking, be firm. Never compromise. Saguna upasana, parahita, niti nirata, dridhanema. 4. 5th one. Jinake dvija pada prem. Be devoted to saintly people. Ever resort to satsang. Always associate yourself with noble people, saintly people, devotees of the Lord. So these are the 5 disciplines to be practiced. So then what will happen? Devotion in us will grow. We also will become a devotee, and once you become a devotee, Bhagavan's presence can be felt in such a pure heart. So these 5 disciplines are actually the ways to purify the mind. The more seriously we practice all this, the faster is the spiritual progress. And then Bhagavan says, Suranke Sakala Gunatore. Whatever I have said, Lankesh, all these virtues are in full measure in you. So don't say that I am a Rakshasa, good for nothing. No. Sunulankesh Sakala Gunatore Tante Tuma Atisaya Priyamure. Therefore, Krishna, you are extremely dear to me. And when all the monkeys were also there, they are all listening. Ram Bachana Suni Banar Jotha Sakala Kahani Jaya Kripa Barotha. When all these monkeys others heard this, everybody started loudly chanting Jai Shri Ram. Everybody was so happy. And listening to these nectarian words of Bhagavan, Sunat Vibhīṣaṇa Prabhu ke vāni nahi akhat Śravanāmrita jani. For Vibhīṣaṇa it was like Śravana Amrita. Nectarian words of the nature of Bhagavan, nature of a devotee, nature of devotion, etc. And then what happened? Pad ambujgahi bharahi bhara. He fell at the feet of the Lord. And what did he experience? Hridaya samatana prema apara. His heart got flooded with devotion for God. And then he said, Sunamudev sacharachara Swami pranata palapur antarajami urakachu prathama vasanarahi prabhu pada priti sarit sobari. O Lord, Master of the universe, the heart is so flooded with devotion for you that whatever little worldly vasana was there, in that flood, everything has been washed out, Bhagavan. In that flood of devotion, everything is gone. And then he says, Oh Lord, there is only one desire I have. Ab kripalini ja bhagati pavani dehu sada siva manabhavani. Bhagavan, there is only one desire which I have. Give me single pointed, unwavering devotion at your lotus feet. This is what Vibhīṣaṇa asked Bhagavan. What did Bhagavan say? Evamastu kahi prabhu ranadhira maga turat sindhu karanira. Bhagavan said, be it so. So just like Vibhīṣaṇa, we can also ask. And the answer will be evamastu. Whatever you ask, answer is evamastu. Remember this. If you ask for world, tathastu. If you ask for God, tathastu. So this is the message of Bhagavad Gita throughout. Again and again Bhagavan tells the same thing. What is that? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanasmara yudhyacha mayyarpita manobuddhihi mame veshyasi asamshayam. Therefore Arjuna, seek me alone. Don't seek the world. Don't desire the world. Then Then you will have to come back to the world. You have to take birth again and again. It is misery. Therefore in life, seek me alone. Make that goal very clear. What do I want from life? Make it very clear. And desire from the depth of the heart. And then the cosmic forces will ensure that you get what you truly desire. This is the way. So thus, Vibhīṣaṇa asks for devotion. Bhagavan blesses him. And then Bhagavan asks for Sindhu Jala, ocean water. For what? For doing his Abhishek. Then Bhagavan gets water and does one tilak of Vibhīṣaṇa, saying that Vibhīṣaṇa, my darshan will never go waste. Fine, spiritually you are benefited, but materially also you will get benefited. So therefore, Vibhīṣaṇa is coronated as the king of Lanka. The very, what I call it, darshan of Bhagavan cannot go as a waste. It is true. A person who is sincerely striving for spirituality, his material welfare is also taken care. That is Bhagavan's responsibility. The more and more you put forth effort in spiritual path, your material thing is also taken care. Very many times people are scared. Oh, suppose I become spiritual, what will happen to my all things? Faithless devotees. See, it is exactly like when your son or a daughter is studying hard for exam. What do? You take care of all the laundry and food and everything, isn't it? You say, don't wash the plate, you don't have to, you just study, that is. Everything else is taken care of. When you are doing your duty, the rest everything is taken care of. The same way Bhagavan also. Right? So in this way, this beautiful episode comes to an end. Vibhīṣaṇa Śaraṇāgati. Okay. Now a little bit of symbolism. Who is this Vibhīṣaṇa? Each and every one of us. Jiva. In the beginning, Vibhīṣaṇa is under the control of Ravana. Who is Ravana? 10-headed Ravana. Who is he? Ego. What are the 10 heads? Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriyas. They are the 10 heads. Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas are always extroverted. So ego is always extroverted, seeking happiness from the outer world. Such an ego has to be isolated. So Lanka is an island, separated from the mainland. An egoistic person feels that I am different, world is different. This is called as island. He feels isolated. His own sense of I-ness and minus, ahankara and mamakara, isolates him from the totality. That is Lanka. In such a Lanka, can Sita Mata be happy? Sita Mata is peace, happiness, contentment, joy. That is Sita Mata. Can she be happy? No. An egoistic person can never be happy. Sita Mata is sad in Lanka. As long as Vibhīṣaṇa, the Jivatma, is under the rule of Ravana, the ego, Sita Mata can never be happy. There cannot be any peace. Then comes Hanuman, who guides Vibhīṣaṇa to Bhagavan. Who is Hanuman? Guru. The spiritual Guru. He is the one who talks about the spiritual path. Hanumanji was the one who introduces Vibhīṣaṇa to Bhagavan and his greatness. Then what happens? Now we have to choose. Should we remain under the rule of ego or should we remain under the rule of God? Choice is yours. Worldly path, spiritual path. Vibhīṣaṇa chooses the spiritual path. He leaves Ravana, goes and surrenders to Bhagavan. In the same way, we have to decide who should rule our heart. Ego should rule or the Lord should rule. God cannot choose. We have to choose. Then what happens? Bhagavan finally kills Ravana. In the same way, it is Bhagavan's grace alone with which we can destroy our ego. Vibhīṣaṇa cannot kill Ravana. We with our self-effort cannot destroy the ego. It is by grace of Lord that we come to know the illusory nature of the ego. Bhagavan's Ramabana is necessary to kill Ravana. And what happens when Ravana is killed? Vibhīṣaṇa becomes the king of Lanka. In short, you become a king of your mind and the senses, of your BMI. Till then, you were a slave of BMI. Now you become a master of BMI. That is called Lankeshan. What happens to Sita Mata? She is returned back to Bhagavan. Now how is she? Happy. Ananda Swarupa. So such a jiva who has destroyed the ego, by invoking the grace of God, he becomes Ananda Swarupa. This is a spiritual symbolism. So, the story of Vibhīṣaṇa is not some story of some Rakshasa. It is our own story. Okay? By sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of Puja Gurudev, may we all develop this devotion and free from this terrible samsara tapatraya. जय 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 राघवा जानकी वल्लभा जय 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 राघवा जानकी वल्लभा जय सुर नर सेविता जाम्भवन्त पूजिता जय सुर नर सेविता जाम्भवन्त जय सुर नर सेविता जाम्भवन्त पूजिता जय सुर नर सेविता जाम्भवन्त पूजिता जय 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 राघवा जानकी वल्लभा जनार्दन जगन्नाथ जानकी कांत राम जनार्दन जगन्नाथ जानकी जनार्दन जगन्नाथ जानकी कांत राम जनार्दन जगन्नाथ जनन मरण वर्जिता जनकपुर विराजिता जनन मरण वर्जिता जनकपुर विराजिता जनन मरण वर्जिता जनकपुर विराजिता जनन मरण वर्जिता विराजिता जय 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 राघवा जानकी वल्लभा जय 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 राघवा जानकी वल्लभा जानकी वल्लभा बोले श्याम रामचंद्र की जय। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। Hare